Hello students. Today we will start a new chapter, that is natural phenomena. Cyclone and storms you have already studied in class 7th, and they cause a lot of destruction and damage to human and life property. In this chapter you will study about another natural phenomena, that is lightning and earthquake. Lightning is caused by the accumulation of the charges. Charges get collected in clouds. In 600 BC, amber rubbed with fur attracted lighter objects. This was found by Greeks. And later on, in 1752, Benjamin Franklin found that lightning and spark from, for example, in case of your clothes, are the same phenomena. So he was able to relate lightning and the spark which comes from the cloth when you take out, especially the woolen clothes. And we can see spark also if the room is darker. It means it took over 2000 years for this realization. So it was started basically in 600 BC. Before that also people used to think that it is all because of God is not happy with the people, that's why lightning and all these natural phenomena they occur. But the reality came into existence because of the observation made by Greeks. Later on, some experiments performed by Benjamin Franklin. Charging. Now in this chapter we will study about charging and methods of charging. First is rubbing, conduction and induction. We have already discussed rubbing, that is charging a balloon by rubbing it with woolen cloth, and then later on charging refill by rubbing it with polythene. And we have seen that positive charge and positive charge, for example like charges, if we say like charges, they repel each other, and same way negative like charges, they will repel each other. But just on the contrary to this, we will see that unlike charges, they will attract each other. So this phenomena you should be knowing, that like charges they repel each other and unlike charges they attract each other. Okay, now see what happens in case of conduction. So conduction is also a method of transfer of charge. So what happens during conduction? A method of charging an uncharged neutral body with a charged body by touching it. So basically in conduction we generally charge an uncharged neutral body. When the body is uncharged, at that time it is neutral, not having any charge, electrically neutral. So we are going to charge it with some charged body. So it can be done by touching it. When we are touching it, that time it is conduction. And same way another method of charging and neutral or uncharged body with a charged body, but just bringing closer to the charged body without touching. So in case of induction we don't touch the uncharged body with the charged body, but in conduction there is a close contact between charged and uncharged body. Now see what happens in case of conduction. So if it is conduction, you see here this rod which is positively charged, you just touch this rod with another rod. Okay, so electron from this rod, this is rod A, this is rod B. So electron from rod B will move to rod A. So electrons only, they are free charges, and protons positively charged, they are bound charges. The positive charge or the bound charges, they don't move, only the electrons move. So you can see the electrons, they move from rod B to A. And later on you can see that both the rods, they acquire positive charge. So A was initially positive. Now the moment you touch it with rod B, then electron from B will move to A, and in this way B will acquire positive charge. Same way, if you touch one rod which is having negative charge, you touch it with another neutral body or uncharged rod, so electron will move, because this rod A will have more of electron, and electron will move to rod A to B, and in this way both will acquire negative charge. So whenever there is conduction and we touch one charged body with uncharged body, so they acquire same charges. For example, in this case we have seen that when we touched a rod having positive charge, so another rod also acquired positive charge. Same way, when we touched a negative charged rod with another neutral rod, so this also acquired negative charge. So this happens in case of conduction. So once again we are repeating that conduction is a method of charging an uncharged neutral body with a charged body by touching it. So this was uncharged or neutral, this was charged. Later on it also acquires positive charge. Okay, so same charge is acquired by the bodies, but in case of induction you can see here different charges are acquired by the body. Case 1, if this rod is positively charged, you bring it closer, you don't touch it but just bring it closer to the rod, another rod. See what happens. Now you're not touching the both the rods, so these negative charges will move at one end and all the positive charge of the neutral body, because this body is neutral, so all the positive charge will accumulate at one point. You can see in the given picture as I have shown here. So this is how induction takes place. Okay, so if you want to make this rod completely negative, so you just touch it and earthing will be there, and all the electrons, they will move from the earth to here, and this will be completely negative charge. So in case of induction, if you want to make a body completely negative or positive, we want earthing, or we should do earthing. Earthing is very important process in case of induction specially. Okay, so you can see in case of induction there is earthing which is required to make the body completely having single charge. And second thing is, in case of induction, there is just rearrangement of the charges happening, the charges are getting rearranged. But in case of conduction, the body is having completely positive or negative charge based on with which it is in contact with. Okay, so now if it is, for example, in case of induction, if you touch any rod having negative charge, you touch it with any other neutral body, so again there will be rearrangement of the charges, and the positive charge will come here at this point, because positive negative they attract. So this time positive will come to this end and negative will go to this end, negative will go to this end. Okay, but you want to have all positive charge on this, so what you will do, so that time you will just touch it and earthing can be done, and electron will move to the earth. So this is how induction and conduction takes place. Just to make it very simple, what we will see, that in case of conduction, there is a contact between charged and uncharged body. Okay, and both get same charge. And in case of induction, there is no physical contact between charged and uncharged body, and later on, after performing induction, the uncharged body acquire opposite charge. For example, if we touch it with positive charge rod, so this body will get negative charge. If we will touch it with or we will make it push it closer to the negatively charged body, so it will definitely acquire positive charge. So thank you very much. Revise well.